Hello there, everyone. My name is Pincture, and welcome back to another episode of Planet Crafters. I believe this is going to be episode 18, and I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do today. Probably just build more machines and talk about stuff. Man, I love talking about stuff. So, I hope you guys have been good since I last talked to you, which would be about a week, as I tend to. Yeah, I got more space for stuff. Biodome. I was going to focus on pressure because I wanted the gas extractor and the ore extractor, but yeah. So what do I have that gives me actually pressure? That's almost more worth it. If it wasn't so gosh darn expensive. Wow, that's a lot. Quasar quartz, super alloy rod. Can't make that yet. Okay. This adds more oxygen. That's cool. Let me take a look at the rockets. Maybe the rockets are going to be the way to go. Hey, I got beachfront property now. That's awesome. That's always a plus in my book. That's how global warming works, right? Heat multiplier, pressure multiplier. We grab a rocket engine, super alloys. Da-da-da. Loobity-doobity-doopity-da. Okay, cool. Let me see if I have a rocket engine lying somewhere around here with my valuable stuff. So, there hasn't been any recent Zelda news. There's been Nintendo news, of course, as we gear up and get ready for all the stuff that's coming out with the Switch 2 in June, which is getting real close, guys. I wish I could afford to spend the money on it, but I can't, because I have to be responsible. Sucks being responsible sometimes. It's just not as much fun, you know. But we all have things that we must do. Huh, gave me extra. That is a true fact about the world, is that ultimately we have responsibilities that we have to meet. Can't just run away from them because you don't want to do them. Even though, for some things, I would very much like to just not have to do them. But that's not how it works. Gotta do. Gotta get done. Uranium. Make me a rocket booster. Let me check to see what it is to make explosive powder. I think I'm going to need to make more sulfur runs. That might just be what I do today, is go get sulfur and iridium from various places that I know I can get them. But I go a long way. I'll be keeping a very close eye upon that. Oh, I'm missing a super ally. Whee! So, let me check. Pressure 1000. So it's going to be times 10, which should bump that up into the next measuring. If this does what I think it's going to do. Says it increases my pressure multiplier by 1000%, or sets it to 1000%. Global generation bonus. I will press the button. Man, that would destroy everything around it. So last time I was talking a bit about, terraforming, kind of how that works. I've been thinking lately about some other things. There they are. So, and I came upon the realization, Zelda is a game series built around mysteries. And quite frankly, it's a masterclass in getting people invested. Look at that, it did. Ain't that cool? Getting people invested in trying to solve and or answer those mysteries. Let's run around and collect some iridium, eh? Ooh, cool. Don't evaporate my lake. Don't evaporate my lake. Yeah, get over here. Another one crashed down over here. That's just more rocks. Another one did crash down over here. I do declare, as a southern gentleman once would. Let me at him. So, I asked this question of some of my friends. Do you think Zelda has tectonic plates? Like, we assume things based upon our own measure of our of humanity and what we're capable of and what the real world is. And that's an interesting thing in and of itself to me, but the way in which we deal with fantasy. Because in a fantasy world, none of the rules have to be true. And the same really goes for any world that you make. The rules are as the author declares them to be. They're not bound by what we know to be possible and impossible. Now, there's a measure to be had between balancing realism and suspensive disbelief, and I've said a piece about that before. I think people should get better at suspending their disbelief. I don't know. It baffles me that people cannot seem to understand the fact that this fictional story they're reading or watching or listening to is not exactly one-to-one real with the world. Why? Is that what you go to fantasy for? For realism? It's not what I go to fantasy for. I go to fantasy for fun. Pure and simple. I go to fantasy to have my imagination, what's the word I'm looking for? I cannot remember the word I'm looking for. Stimulated. There it is. I go to fantasy to have my imagination stimulated by what I'm reading, to see these really cool fights in what I'm seeing. Just I don't go to it to critique the fights, and that's another thing where I disagree heavily with anyone who power scales media to compete with other media. Why? But I will also answer definitively that if you're going to power scale someone, you have to take the intention of the author into account. Which is why, and that's the exact reason why characters like Saitama, One Punch Man, who is a parody, for one thing, he's not meant to be taken like seriously, he's meant to be a joke. His entire character is that he doesn't lose. Well, Genos' character is someone who always loses no matter how strong he gets. And it's kind of hilarious. And that's the point of the characters. Goku is literally as strong as he needs to be for it to be funny. That's it. No other criteria. No notes, nothing. Goku, and that's why he beats Goku. Because it'd be funny. Not because he's stronger. Because it would be funny. And that's why he couldn't kill a mosquito. Because it wasn't funny. It wouldn't be funny if he could kill it. It's funny because he hits it. And it does not die. That's hilarious. I'm gonna suffocate. That's genuinely good comedy. And the entire world of One Punch is built around parody and making fun of all these different cliches and archetypes. That's the point. That's why King is the way he is, right? He's like that because it's funny. This is a big lake. I like it. Hey, I'm almost to 50 MTI. But that's my tangent. I get myself into the world, and I just accept what the author is telling me are the rules. Now, I understand where you run into the issues where the author disobeys their own rules. That's something else entirely. And then you have to determine what media is for you and what media isn't as well. And that's fine. I should go explore this. That's what I should do. There's a big storm there that I saw that made me kind of worried for my safety. I should go explore and see what's going on with it. So, but that's the question. Do you think Zelda has tectonic plates? Because strictly speaking, we don't know that Zelda, the world of Hyrule, is like a planet. Even. Because it's not confirmed for us. It may be implied for us, and you might be able to argue that. I think of the rendition of Hyrule from Echoes of Wisdom. When I played it, it was for the... It was told from Din's perspective. I just finished the Elden Dungeon. Where Hyrule is shaped like a world. Like, rounded. And maybe that's confirmation that it is. But also, it's just a simplistic view of it. There is so much we just don't know about the world of Zelda. Period. Because there's no need of it. Because ultimately, Zelda thrives upon telling a mystery. Did I just change that a little bit? Oh, that's interesting. And that's part of the thing. People got invested because we wanted to know the answers to our questions. And so we paid attention, and looked into it, and did the things, and figured things out, and made our own theories. That's why Zelda is so rife. Has so many just theories upon this, and theories upon that, and there's such a thriving community of discussion. Because it's fun. Because it's rewarding. Because Zelda lets us do that. Because Zelda is full of so many mysteries. Like who the sand goddess is. We don't know who that is. We can come up with a theory. Some people think it's Din. Could be someone else. How the Gerudo exactly came to be. Right? Because there's no... They don't seem to be created. Are they an offshoot of Hylians? Then how does that work? How do they only give birth to women? Why do they only give birth to a man once every 100 years? What happened there? How did they come to be? And a popular fan theory is that they're descendant of Groose. But that doesn't explain why they're only women, unless they do extreme cleansing. But that has extremely dark implications. What is the Shadow Temple? What's under the well in Ocarina of Time? There's just so many fascinating things that don't really get answers. Why are there trains? What are the locos actually? Are they just people who sit in wheelchairs, as it's shown? Like, how are they different from Hylians then? They're just spirits? So they go back and forth through spirits if they don't die? Then why are there train tracks? And the real answer... No, my food. I need to eat. The real answer, with very heavy quotation marks, is that... Well, it was a game design thing. They wanted to have a Zelda game with trains. So they did. But that's not fun. That doesn't entertain a spirit of joy, of wonder, of trying to figure out the mystery. There would be an in-world logic for it. And maybe it's because the gods and the spirits of the Outland were trained. Which, okay, I guess. And that's probably what the reason is. Logistically speaking. And then people came and built their lives around the train tracks. Why? I don't know. They emulated these things and built trains. Like, yeah. Oh. Hey, I got the lakes. Now it's moss next. Didn't even realize. I got to 50 million, y'all. Slurp. So there's the question of the temples. Like, where do they come from? How do they come? What is the forest? What is the first temple in Twilight Princess, the forest temple? What actually is that? And why is it the desiccated husk of the Deku Tree from Ocarina of Time? Because that's likely what it is. The empty body of the Deku Tree. From when it died in Ocarina of Time. We don't... And that's nothing. What kind of happened to the Gorons? And how did the end of Ocarina of Time go, actually? Because Twilight Princess seems to imply that it ended in an eradication of the Gerudo. Because there are no Gerudo, except for maybe Telma. Kind of iffy. I got a message. From Riley. Encrypted. Use ore extractors in different areas to extract specific materials and rockets are really important to help boost your generation of encrypted. 3058. Hold on. 3058. Ah, interesting. So in different areas, you say. What does it take to make another one of these? Need aluminum. Aluminium. So, if, say, I went over here and did one over here, this might be a thing to do with the car then. Oh, there's iridium over here. Plant rocket? I could see drop from orbit, you say? Alton, see if I can build that quickly. So, like, and that's what the discussion came out to be. Is that Zelda as a world. Hey, I do. That's awesome, actually. Is a complete and utter masterclass in telling a story through mystery. Through environmental storytelling. That's why the Kokiri symbol is all over the Forest Temple in Twilight Princess. Because it is from the Kokiri. Plant rocket. Tree bark. Tree bark, tree bark, tree bark. We're gonna make tree bark. How do I get tree bark? Tell me. I wanna know. Fertilizer. Algae, somewhere else. Algae, sulfur, eggplant. I don't think I have any more sulfur. Oh, wait, I have one more sulfur. One more algae. I don't think I have any more sulfur, though. Disappointing. But I think I know where I can get some. Let's see if I can make the trip out there and back. That's actually really cool. I didn't know I could do that. That's a kind of a timely message, I suppose. I wonder if it's only aluminum. It might not be. Oh, it is only... That's awesome. I'm going to build more of those. So, yeah. That might be part of what makes me love Zelda so much. Maybe. I'm not sure. Is that... Are you moist? I could probably use the explosive powder in there if I wanted to, can't I? I'll have to make some extra explosives. But again, I need sulfur for it, right? Garishly pink. I wish it was blended a bit better. Yeah, but yeah. And again, there's the mystery of where did the Master Sword go? Like from the beginning of Skyward Sword. And some people found their answer in the fact that it's a timeline split. It's an inconsistency. So therefore, something had to have changed. And that's fine. It's fine that it changed. Oh, yo. Nice. I didn't realize this did this. I'm here for sulfur. I'll grab some osmium. Enough to do one of those, at least. Maybe two. Ain't gonna hurt too much. Giant glowing rocks. I wonder if that'll give me obsidian or sulfur. Oh. Oh. That's cool. That's useful, actually. That's really useful. I guess I can get there and back very quickly. I guess that would have cut me off from it earlier, I suppose. Yeah, you're slowly melting away. You're melting. Melting. Discovery of the caves is an interesting thing. I like how it gives you shortcuts. That's a good game design. Well, I might plop one down here and see what I can get out of it. But first I gotta make it. Can I get my car in there? Is it possible? It is. It's just a little janky. A little jank is fine, so long as it works. That's what I always say. This is... I'm gonna be strictly honest with y'all. I don't normally stick around with games terribly long, especially when I'm playing them solo. I'll stick around longer if I'm playing with friends. But there's just something about playing games solo where I find if I'm not enjoying them, I'll just kind of drop them. I'm still enjoying this, but I'm like finding the things to enjoy. And that's a little different from how I normally do it. And there's nothing wrong with playing games like that. You play as you enjoy them. And you rate what your time is worth, ultimately, for yourself. Like, I have determined what my time is worth for myself. And I use that based upon what I get paid at my job. That's what my time is worth by the hour. To me. Because that's what I'm willing to sell it for. I don't have much right otherwise to say, oh, my time is worth this, my time is worth that, when I'm actively selling it for that amount. I gotta find up over here. So yeah, that's how I view it. There's accessibility key now, I see. Okay. Let me build a plant rocket, because plants are cool. I do kind of want to see forests come up here. Oh, I don't have tree bark. Sigh. Sigh. Magnesium, super alloy, bioplastic, bioplastic, bioplastic. What does it take to make a bioplastic nougat? Boink. That's cool. Mushroom. I can make at least one more bioplastic nougat. Magnesium. Yeah, slap you down over here. Much more water. Good. Hold on. I need picture. Very oversaturated. Okay. So, 56. Looking good time. Anything else cool I should be looking for? Foundation slope. Machine optimizer. That's coming up soon. Probably sooner than I'll get to the gas extractor. Unfortunately. Maybe work on my heat a bit. Halfway there. It's going up slowly. Oxygen. Let's see if I can increase the heat a bit more. Be fine. Anyways, if you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment. I'd love to talk to you. I'll be doing something new within the next couple days or so. Keep an eye out for it. Hopefully I get to see you all there for it. For anyone who's actually there watching. Thank you, and have a great day.